It's time to be the hero.
There you go.
So that if you want to review anything that is presented at this session, the YouTube video will be available in about a week after today. And if you have other people in your clubs who may want to review it with you, it'll be there available probably until the end of time as we know it. So, Nyron, District Governor-elect, you've joined us. Thank you so much. Bruce Cathcart, my pal at La Quinta, thank you so much for joining in. And with that, I'm going to be quiet, which is a rarity, and let Mary Brown, Block Grant's chair, try to say that quickly several times, take over the meeting. It's all yours, Mary.
Okay. Now, the share button on the bottom is pressed green. Is that correct?
Yes. You
I
should
don't,
share.
I don't need to do anything. Okay, I'm going to try dragging a sheet up here. Oh, there. Can you guys see that?
Nope.
No. Wonder why not.
Did you click on the share button?
No, I didn't.
Click
I
on
thought that's why I was asking if it was green. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. But it's just showing.
I am
Zoom.
so glad as we are aging out that we're all stumbling through this technology together.
Yes, I totally agree. Now I have here it is. Okay, let me open this one up.
Oh, you are on now, Mary.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can drag it up again. Now can you see this?
Yep.
Yes or no?
Yes. Make it a
Okay.
little bit larger. Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can do that.
Or we can do that on our end.
Yeah, why don't you do that on your end? I just somebody else is taking over the community grants next year, and this is a list that I pass out when I do the training at assembly. It's good to know all this, and I included the current foundation chair is Doug Baker, but the incoming is Patsy Orr. And if you want to take a picture of this with your phone, feel free, or email me and I'll send it to you. It's and my information's on the bottom here. But there's more than one grant in the district. There's the community grants, there's the global grants. Both of those come from RI funds. They're shared with our district, and the clubs get a percentage of that. And then there's also the Wallace Jones grant. Anne Marie Duncan is delightful. She's a wonderful person. If you need a speaker for your club, she's great. And then I'm at the bottom. I'm the current grants chair, but oh, now somebody's calling me. Who's hello? Karen Kelly is trying to find the link. And let's see. What day was that you sent that out, Marilyn? It was several
last
days.
week.
It
But
was
if
last week. Can you look through your emails from last week? Marilyn. Yeah. And I'm in the middle of training, so okay.
I just sent it to her.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. Somebody just sent it to you. Okay. I'm going to turn my phone off. Okay. So anyway, I like to give people more information rather than less. So the community grants aren't the only one that's available, but the time frames are important to note. The time frame for the community grant is normally, and I don't always have the list of what everybody's allotments are, but you can always start your grant without putting anything in the budget page. So it's July 1 to August 31st in a normal year. This year, because we were awarded some additional funds, we had to extend that period of time. And it actually worked out okay, but if we can get those grants in a timely manner, we have to have all of them submitted in a timely manner. So, okay, any questions on this?
Can you email this page to us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me. Okay, I'm going to get this page out of the way. Has everybody looked at this? Is there any questions? No.
I do
Okay.
have one in the chat box. There's a question about, I think maybe you said this, Mary, who would be a great speaker for clubs?
Oh, Anne Marie Duncan does the Wallace Jones grants, and she's a wonderful speaker. I've seen her a couple of times, and she's just a very, very, very nice person. She's a great Rotarian. She continuously keeps her club going every year, and I just have a great deal of respect for her.
Also, Helene Callis on global grants. She's the expert guru on those, and your club members would find out why we do them and have some examples of the fabulous things that those grants have done.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't mention Helene. Helene's a good pal of mine. She's a great lady. She was a governor when I started in Rotary. Okay, now let me see if I can open DACDB. Why do I have this screen here? Can I just click the X on that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me see if it'll let me open. Oh, heck. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble here.
You know,
I tried to open this. Go ahead.
no, while you're working, I'll just blab on that every Zoom call is a challenge for the presenters. Usually it doesn't make any difference how many times you've done it because Zoom will change something and then you're lost.
Yeah, my challenge is I have Safari, I have an Apple computer, and I tried to open DACDB on Chrome today, and I had a lot of trouble with it. It wouldn't open for me. It was saying it was undergoing something and it just wasn't going to open.
You haven't closed out the document that you had up first, Mary. It's still on the.
Would that, you think that'll make a difference?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure that it will, but let's see.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Now, let me see if I can open DACDB. Okay, here we go. Now, people think, oh, I'm going to apply for a grant, and it's just not it. I just can't do it. But it's really relatively simple. And I've added a few things over the years since I've been doing this so long. And I really, now I go to the district. You can actually go. So when you open DACDB, you can either go to my club if you have the icon on your page, or you can go to district. I usually just go to district. Now-
Mary, are you trying to show this on the screen? Because it's not showing if you are.
You don't see DACDB up?
No.
No, you have
Huh.
to click share and then click back on your DACDB page.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh,
You can see the very top of it. There we go.
what about, okay, here we go. So here's district grants. Thanks, Nyron.
You're welcome.
Okay. So you open up this page and the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you're on the right year. So let me or move this over. Oop, close that. All right, so over here, I can't move the box over that's got everybody's picture. Oh, think I can just shrink it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, can you see that now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have the correct year, which this one's 24, 25. And so on the left side, and don't pay any attention to the numbers in here because I don't think these were updated this year. So a list was sent out to your club, and let me kind of go through what typically happens. A list goes to your club in early July. And I think this year it will be Jennifer Loretta, or it might be Patsy Orr that sends it out to you. So then you'll get your correct numbers. It'll be for global grant and for community grant. So you'll know what your amounts are that you can spend. You need to pick a program and making sure that you select something that produces a valid receipt or receipts or canceled checks early on in the year so that you can have that data put into your grant. If something happens and your focus changes this year, well, during COVID, it was kind of crazy because a lot of people put in for Ryler Pride and they didn't have camps that year. Those years. I think it was just 1 year though that they didn't have camps. So people had to pivot. So what we decided that year was that the only thing that you need to change is your final report. So I just opened up the Menifee, and you can go to Club Grants View, and that will open up a grant. Now I have an opportunity here to request a new grant, but we already have one going. So when you open up that page, all you're going to do is go over to the pencil here. Okay. Now, this timeline is something that I added a couple years ago because I'm a visual person and I like to see where I am in the standing currently. So if any of you have a grant that's being worked on right now, and if you have at least a level 4 in DACDB, you can go in and you can check your grant and you can look at all these pages. Does anybody else want me to open their grant so you can look at it?
Mary, I have a question before you move on. If you're not at a level 4 access on DACDB, how do you get that?
You'd have to ask your club president and or secretary.
And they're the ones grant you the access?
Yeah, I think they're the ones that actually set up everybody's level of on DACDB. I have a level 6 because I've been approving grants for some years now. And to do that, I needed to have a higher level. But the only thing I do on here is just the grants. Okay, so what you do when you start your grant is you go to your first tab here, which is details page. And you can see here, this is filled out. And you don't have to write a book. A sentence or two is just fine. Because this year we have, and I don't know if this will be the same in the future, but this year we have 49 grants. So what I'm doing is I'm asking Jennifer to review the grants that are somewhat complete. And then And then I go ahead and contact people that are working on the grants to tell them, there's one club that submitted all their receipts already, but they didn't include their $100 club contribution. Our program requires for the community grant, not only your funds that you're given from the DDF, but your club has to put in another $100. So they failed to do that. And I said, well, you can write another check to the entity, or you can go and add something to your program. And then that would be cited in the final report. So the club's involved. So the person that's filling this out is just going right down the tabs here and checking to see, you can have one or two people. We have one submittal this year, I think, that had like more than half of the club listed. And it used to be, if you had a lot of contacts, then they all had to sign the final report. Well, they only require one person to sign the final report. It doesn't hurt to have a backup. We had one club a couple of years ago where the person that's been doing this grant for years and years just suddenly passed away. And so the club president called me and she says, I'm desperate. I need to know how to finish this grant out and I need some help. So I tutored her through the whole thing and I got the name changed. So, okay, application is a little bit more detailed. You want to put in here, and you don't really even, a completion date is nice, but if you make it, say, June 1st, which is the end of the Rotary year, you can do that. I don't hold people to these dates. But if you're going to start late, like say, if you have a holiday thing, then of course the date would be probably December. And then see how brief everything is here. Describe the program objectives, any humanitarian efforts, active Rotary involvement, and how you plan to promote it to the community. Any questions on that page? Okay. Now, this is the, we got some extra funds this year. So this is the addition of the extra funds where our club got an additional $1,800. So any club that had less, see, this was our original amount. Any club that had less than 2,500 got some extra funding this year. And then every club has to put in $100. Okay. All right. I don't put anything on the expense page, and I'm kind of disappointed that it showed up here because it's an extra step for us that are reviewing it. Because all that stuff can be spelled out. On the budget page, there's actually a part on the bottom that says budget expense items. So in there, you would include your receipt amounts and your club expenditure, and really the two amounts should be the same, so there's no difference on the bottom here. Any questions? Oh, you guys are all
Mary?
so quiet. Yeah.
Somebody put in the chat, Lou's put in the chat that you can open up theirs, and I think it's Coachella Valley Club.
Oh, I can do that. Okay, Coachella Valley. Here it is. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not looking at the messages.
That's okay.
Yeah. So anyway, here is their application, and they've been doing, you can see what they put in. And if you don't fall into one of these categories, here, areas of focus, you can put something you can check the other box, and then you can put something in the blank space that shows up here. Okay. All right. Coachella. Is that Coachella East? Did I get the right club?
No, not Coachella East,
Oh, I'm sorry.
just Coachella. We are just Coachella Valley. Rotary
Let
Club
me
of,
look then. Oh, here you are. Sorry.
that's all right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So here's their first page. All you really fill out up until you start your project is you fill out, you hopefully have the budget page filled out, the application. You won't really know your budget though until you actually do your program and you know what your, see, there's nothing in the expense item yet.
Okay.
This page is really important because this page is where people are required to have an MOU, and you can see that's listed here. And they did their grant application. There's no receipts yet, but this is where they would be uploaded. You want me to show you how to upload?
The receipts.
Yeah.
No.
See where it says upload file?
Yeah.
I tell people put everything on your desktop so that when you click this box, see, then you have to choose the file. And if there's no file on your desktop, then you got to search for it.
Okay.
And when you find it, then you click upload file.
Okay.
And that puts your receipt on the page. I did that with the MOUs. I had a lot of people that just sent me their last page. So I went ahead and uploaded them, several of them. And this is, the activity log is kind of for me to look at because I need to know if there's several contacts listed. I need to know who's the main person that's doing the work. Okay. It's like I've been doing a lot of work here.
We're very grateful.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay. Signature log, I don't look at that too often, but here's the final report. So when your program is completed, this is the report you would fill out.
Okay.
But this is towards the end, and that's the training I'll be doing at the end of the month for those of clubs that have to finish the report. And it's very simple questions, and you don't have to put much in there. See how this one's answered? It's very brief.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, now, you always want to make sure if you can, when you start a grant, you usually need to save every page. But when your final report is completed and your receipts are uploaded and a picture or two, I don't need 10 pictures. 1 or 2 pictures is just fine. Then I can approve the grant. And let me show you the list here. We have a couple that are finished. Sorry, I need to expand this a little bit here. See, so there's 1 that's in the reporting process. There's 2 that are completed.
Mm.
And there's 2 that are for district review.
Okay.
So Mary, may I ask a quick question?
Of course.
I see that you have permissions to go in and look at the other clubs' grants and their status. If we needed to use one of those as an example for our own application, can I view those as well, or is that only available to you?
It's normally only available, yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's, Nyron might know that answer. I used to have the list of what all the levels are in DACDB, and I can't put my hands on that right now, but
Okay.
you can call your person. Do you want me to look up your grant to see who the person is?
No. We can get into that later. We can do that offline. I don't want to hold everybody up, but I was just curious if I needed to use someone else's successful grant as a template, would I be able to see it?
I could probably, I'm not sure.
Okay. No problem.
That's a Dan Goodrich or one of the governor's questions.
Yeah, that's a Dan Goodrich question.
Cool. I'll hit him
Yeah.
up. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something that I saw recently, and I just let me finish my little list here for you to remember. Only one person needs to sign the grant for your club. They must be at least a level 4 on DAC-DB. We already went over that. If you fail to complete your grant this year, you may not be able to apply in the future. So it's critically important that everything's done by the end of June. And that's why I'm doing a wrap-up grants training at the end of this month, is so that I can show people exactly what they need to get done and how everything needs to fit together. So one of the things I just discovered, if you guys are awful quiet, I'm not hearing any questions. It's pretty simple. If you're knowledgeable in DAC-DB, if you go into, like if you're the club secretary or the president, you're probably going to be in DAC-DB frequently. And when you are, you get more comfortable with it. I was blessed in that I had a career in the water industry and I had a computer and I was always in different programs. And I've never been afraid of the computer. I'm not afraid I'm going to delete something accidentally or anything like that. DAC-DB is really easy to use as long as you know what the steps are. And I send those steps out on a regular basis, not only in the district-wide newsletters, but I'm always make myself available and I'm always happy to help. I'm retired now, so I have a little more time on my hands. Some of you people that work all the time, I know you're really busy, but anyway, that's oh, looks like we have some. Are there any other questions, Marilyn, in the chat box?
Mary, I have
Yeah.
a question. This is Bill Chase.
Yeah,
from
I know.
Excuse me, my voice gave out on Sunday, but I've got a couple questions. First of all, thank you for your counsel for the last 4 years that I've been putting this grant proposal together. Sorry. I was really surprised that we got our check, our reimbursement check, before we completed all of the uploads of our receipts. That's never happened before to me, but thank you. Is that something to be expected in the future?
You and I probably should have a chat later because I'm not sure. Are you talking about, now let me tell you also how you get your money. Your money is sent out as a deposit, and Jamie's in, there's a rule against putting it into foundation accounts. So if you have a club account that's separate from your club foundation account, she does not send these grant funds to foundation accounts. They only go into your club account. And I don't do taxes and I don't know all the rules and stuff, but so I'm not what you would get would be an ACH deposit. So when I know that those funds have been released and sent to the clubs, I send out another email to all the people that have been at the training and that apply. I have a separate P-mail list in DAC-DB that's all the people that applied for grants this year, and there's 49 of them. So
Are we supposed to have gotten our check so soon?
so soon.
Well, we've always had to complete.
You're muted.
You okay?
You're muted.
You're muted.
For the last 4 years, but we got our check before I completed this grant, and it's never happened to me before.
Was that the first amount? Was that the first amount, or was that the supplemental that came in?
No, that was the total amount that we gave the two schools from our DDF.
So,
Well,
so are you saying in essence?
There was a second check that just came into my club, and it was for that additional funding based on the donation made by some generous Rotarians. I don't think that answers the
Yeah.
question.
Are you saying in essence so that the club has to have the funds to spend first before they get reimbursed? Some clubs might not be in that stat.
Was we had to have the grant application signed and all of the documents, receipts uploaded. And then Mary goes ahead and says the release of the funds is confirmed.
No, Bill, it's the steps, the way things fall out schedule wise is people put in their grant requests and then we close that out at the end of August. Now, typically, the next step is the foundation chairs where they take the information from all the grants that have been applied for and they send that off to Rotary International. Sometimes there's glitches, and I don't even want to talk about that right now, but sometimes there's delays. This year we had kind of, I think, probably one of the latest delays that we ever had before. And it was from a couple of factors not being completed. And we ended up getting the checks. I think they went out. They were just like within the last 2 months. The funds went into, she usually direct deposits the funds into the club account. So that it should happen before the end of the year. But no, you don't get them. You're still expected to complete all your receipt upload and all of that.
Oh,
So,
but it was unusual that our treasurer said we already have the money that we gave out to the schools in our bank.
okay. Well, maybe I, thought that it was going to be a little bit longer, but you got your funds early.
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, I know it's, when you do this for several years, you kind of you not only learn some of the tricks, but you learn how things are supposed to be scheduled and how they're supposed to, go through the year. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you, and this is just a recent happening, I haven't seen this happen before. I'm going to change my org year here. Right now, it's the current year. And I'm going to show you what I'm seeing now. Okay, this is a big surprise to me because all of these grants that have been applied for, they're all clones. Now, there's a way for you to clone your last grant, but I don't want you to do that. What happened this year was unusual in that there was extra funding for a lot of the clubs in the district. So I have to contact all of these clubs and tell them, you do understand that the money it won't be the same next year. So, Jennifer and I haven't decided what to do about all this, but this is a result of a club taking their previous grant and clicking a button and cloning it for the next year. Okay. And I don't recommend this because things change every year. And if you start out and you have certain things already in your cloned grant, they may not be applicable for the next year. Any questions on that? Oh, you guys are ready for bed, huh? Okay.
Mary, if you did the clone and then you edited the clone in terms of money and such like that,
Yeah.
you would not have to retype the grant again. Is that correct?
I think so, but I haven't dealt with this before. So
I haven't either. It's the first time I ever saw it.
yeah. And I would probably, that would probably be a Dan question, or I have a direct line to DACDB. I call him all the time. They help me because sometimes Dan's really hard to reach and I hate to bother him. I know he's got a regular job. So
I'll just play with it.
yeah. And you're welcome to call DAC-DB, you know, and ask them the same
Yes.
question. But
Yes, I have.
yeah,
Thank you, Mary.
yeah.
Mary, I have a question. This is Karen Kelly.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry that I got on late and I missed maybe the first 7 minutes of your presentation. For the 25-26 year that you were just showing,
Uh-huh. How do you start a new grant?
chicken and egg question, which comes first? We get a notification that there is funding available, or we submit applications for projects that we want to perform and give an estimate.
You can go,
Mhm.
yeah, you're welcome to go ahead and do that. In fact, I would encourage, you know, what's happening, I've been doing this since 2018. So what I've seen is I have a lot of repeat grant writers every year, and they know everything inside and out, and they're always on time with everything. And I so appreciate that, because if I'm getting till, let's say, middle of June, which I might be out of town then, but I'll have my computer with me, and I'm seeing that clubs are not getting their stuff in and they're not getting their grants completed, then I'm going to be calling. And let me just show you, I have an easy way of tracking down who's on the grant. I just click the name of the grant. This is another thing that we have to check, because sometimes, see, they put this download PDF up here, which means that sometimes stuff shows up down here and I don't see it on the documents page. See, here's the MOU, but right here, I can see who the contacts are. And that's Anne Marie Duncan, of course, right here. The main contact is usually the one that's listed first. See?
Yep.
So if you want to call me maybe tomorrow, I've got an appliance person coming out. I might be tied up in the morning, but if you want to call me in the afternoon, I can walk you through those simple steps. Oh, did you see my information?
What I'm looking at now is a sample grant, activity baskets for the children at Loma Linda Children's Hospital.
Yeah. No, I had a contact sheet earlier, and I put that up.
Yes,
and it's
yes,
for
yes.
all.
Mhm.
Oh,
I have
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm on the bottom of the
Okay.
list.
All right, thank you.
So, anybody else want me to look at their grant? I guess not.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Lisa.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you want to know about it?
Where we are with it, and summarize. Are we all up to date with everything we need to have there? Let's see. Well,
For right now,
mhm.
yeah, because mostly has your club done the program yet?
I think part of the program we just had yesterday, day before yesterday.
Okay.
Let's see.
Was
Yeah,
it?
okay, let's see what else we have. Yeah, we sort of divided. Yeah, we've had. I think we've had most of that done
Okay.
just recently.
Well, then all that they would need to be doing is uploading the documents
Okay.
with the receipts or
Okay.
canceled checks. If it's a canceled check, I need a copy of both sides of the check.
Okay.
And then a picture or two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Mary,
And
if you would open up ours, La Quinta of the Desert. I know Cynthia was asking about the grant.
okay, this one. You want the overview, or you want me to open up the pages?
The pages, please.
Okay. Okay. So yours was for supporting education.
Right.
And did you want to look at the application?
Let's see. There was a page where it lists, maybe it's the budget page, where it had, maybe further down on that page. Does it get more detailed? Yes, there it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't see the club's contribution of 100.
Okay. It's above.
Yeah. Right here.
Right here.
Mhm.
So then, what you were saying is you didn't see it below in the itemized?
Correct.
Okay.
These numbers, that number.
Right, should
and
be the
this
same
number
as
should be the
that
same.
number. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
then
there's
we
no
have to-
difference here.
Exactly. So why under budget summary, why does it under the cash flow income expense say 100?
I'm a little bit distracted. There's a noise here. You guys hear that noise?
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay. All right. It's okay. Now it's stopped. Tell me
Okay.
again what your question is.
Right. At the very bottom of this page here, where it says budget summary.
Yeah.
And it's got total income, which includes our 100 club contribution. And then expense items is the 2,500 from the grant.
Right.
What I need to do to make that 2,600 is to add an additional $100 here. Not in budget summary, but above that in the expenses.
Yeah, this is budget expense right here.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's been the standard ever since I've been doing this. There's always, it's like a buy-in. It's like,
yeah, I don't
here's,
have any
you know,
problems with it, and we have bought in with the $100 as it shows in the budget income items. What I have to do is edit the budget expense items so that it includes that $100.
Okay. Now, are the documents in here? Do you know?
No, I don't.
No.
So.
Okay. Okay. So just make sure that your receipts reflect the 2,600.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
you know
right.
what to do.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions about that grant?
Thank
I
you.
have a question.
Uh-huh. We're getting a noise in the background.
Could you go over how to get to the timeline again?
Oh yeah, it's
Please?
right here at the top. See?
Okay. Because I went to my club account just now and I got like, I can't find it. So if you could
Did
go to
you open
steps-
the grant?
Okay.
Did you open your grant?
Let me go back to that window real quick. So I went to the district tab under district grants. So I went, and then after that, I tried
And then
to,
on the left side, click on Club Grants View that I have highlighted here. And that should open up your club grant. What club is that?
Ukaipa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Ukaipa is in here.
Okay.
It's right here.
Okay.
Did you want to look at a certain page? Yeah, see, you're up. The grant was approved. And
Hold on
now
for
we're just waiting for the wrap up.
Hold on, I got to get back to your screen. Somehow I lost your screen.
Oh.
I don't know what I did. I just see me. I don't see you.
Oh. That might be a Maryland question.
I don't know what I did. The setting on your screen. And that's why it's only showing the speaker. So if you click on, nope, that isn't the right one.
Oh, okay, I got it now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I didn't know how to find it.
I didn't know either. Okay, so what I'm seeing, is this Ukaipa?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm not seeing the timeline. Let me go back to my page. So district, okay. So edit.
Go on Club Grants View and then click the pencil.
Oh, it's okay. Club grants view. And the
Pencil.
oh, there it is. Okay, thank you. That's what I was missing. Okay.
Yeah, and this is pretty much where everybody is right now. And as we start to approve the grants, let me see. Let me go to one of the ones that that is approved already, so you can see. Do you like the timeline?
Yeah, I love it.
I do.
Yeah, I'm a visual person too.
Okay, where's my approved ones? I guess completed would be. Okay, so this is Cathedral City. So see, the timeline's all the way across.
Oh, okay.
Project complete.
Perfect.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I see that MJ has filled out, done most of the entries on our grant. But if the grant, she's just balanced to the actual amount she asked for, when our receipts are actually much higher. Because we had
That's
another
okay.
club.
That's
we have
okay.
Another club. Huh?
The only thing we require is, even if your grants are, your receipts total more, all we really need is enough receipts that cover the amount of the grant.
Oh, okay.
That's all we need.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So if you've got, I don't know. It's real hard to, I don't know what it is about. Sure, some people don't understand the keep it simple. I have one club last year that had like 10 different people in the club out buying stuff and collecting receipts. They had enough receipts to cover everything, but on the receipts, we check not just the date, if there is a date. Sometimes there's no dates on some of the receipts, but we check the amount. We total up all the amounts of all the receipts that are within the time frame. So they have to be from after July 1 and, obviously before the end of June. And we've got like 20 receipts to look at because they sent 10 different people out to shop for stuff, when it would be better if something simpler was done as far as either the shopping or ordering. I have one club that orders a lot of stuff online, and they have all the Amazon receipts, and that's fine. But if you think in terms of keeping it super simple, we have 49 applications this year. If every one of those clubs had 10 or 15 or 20 receipts, imagine what a monumental task that is. Do you understand?
Mary?
Yeah.
Mary, following up on Jerry Lynn's question. So let's say, for example, I put my budget at $2,600 using the 2,500 and the extra, and I spend $3,000 to meet it.
Yeah.
Would you like me to leave the original budget and the accounting the same, 2,500 plus 100, and just submit the receipt for $3,000? Or would you want me to change it to $2,500 plus $400 to make or $2,600 plus $400 to make the 3,000 up? Does my budget have to match my receipt, or can my receipt exceed my budget?
Your receipts can exceed your budget.
Okay.
But if you have a volume of receipts, but you only need to cover the 2,600,
Got it.
That would be, even if it goes over by $100, that's not a problem. We just want to make sure that that full amount of the grant was, purchased or expended.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
I have another question.
Uh-huh.
So you were talking about the receipts. So if, let's say we had, 4 receipts, can we just take a picture of those and upload it as a picture file? Or did you want?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You
just
can
don't.
you can upload it as a PDF, but
Yeah.
here's another message, and this one's really important. When you put your documents into the let me just open one of these. When you put your documents into the documents page, please keep it really easy for me to, because like some of the documents, I might open a grant and there might be 10 things listed right here. If you don't label stuff, see how this is the MOU, okay? There's the grant application. The final report will be in here. But if you don't label stuff either by picture or receipt, then I have to open every single thing. You understand? Yeah.
So
You
what you're
understand what
saying
I'm
is that
saying?
you want the documents named so that you understand what it is when you look at it.
Exactly. You don't need to use a lot. You don't need to say so-and-so club receipt. Just put receipt, because that way then I know what to look at to verify the expenditure of the funds. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think
Anybody awake?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I can go, like I showed you before, I can go into the summary page, which is here. So see, there's only an MOU and the grant application is in there, but there's a place for club photos. And actually, let me go to one of the ones that was completed, and then you can see. I don't know why my computer's really slow right now. Maybe they're doing an update. I don't know.
Maybe more people on your cell tower.
Could be. Yeah, I have times of the day I like to do jigsaw puzzles. And when every other step that I do, then there's a commercial, I'm going, I got to shut this down and log on later, because I can't, I'm not that impatient, but okay, let's look at one of these ones here. Okay. So see how the documents are listed here? I don't have a grant photo. When people apply for things like, and you can see, let's see there, see that item right there, that's the receipts. They apparently combine stuff. I lost my train of thought. Anybody else want me to open up their grant and take a look?
We have about 5 minutes left on this Zoom meeting, so if you have a question, get it
Now's the
out.
time. Yeah.
But also, if you need individual help on your grants, perhaps you could contact Mary offline, and she'll go over what you want to know.
Yeah.
No more questions? I don't see anybody raising their hand or shouting out.
No more
Yeah, me
questions.
either.
No more questions from La Quinta. Thank you so much for this. It's been helpful.
You're very welcome.
And if you're going to, are you going to do at the end of the month a wrap up?
Yes.
Session? Okay.
Yeah. Did you hear the dates that I gave?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries. Yes, I am, and I'm unfortunately I scheduled one of them on Rotarians at work day, but that's okay. You know, if I only have 5 people, that's fine. On the 23rd,
Okay.
I'm doing one at 6 o'clock. It's a Zoom. Are you on my list of applicants?
I should be, yes.
Okay. If
Not
you are,
applicants,
then you,
but I recipients of, I received the,
yeah,
I mean, I'm administering the grant.
yeah. If you're the contact, then you will get an
Okay.
email. And
All
then on that following Saturday, I'm doing another one at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So either one that works for you. I try to do it one evening and one morning so that it can accommodate people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Mary, you have done an outstanding job of explaining what should be a simple process, but it's only simple if you've done it before, right?
Yep.
So you've given excellent information and answered a ton of questions, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for you taking the time this evening to be with us and explain this process. Mary can answer all your questions, those of you who attended, if you didn't get it asked tonight, or if you have another question as you're going through the process, you have her contact information. And she's very happy to answer your calls, answer your emails, or give you a call back. Thank you all for signing in and attending today. Awesome. We had more people than we've had at other sessions. So thank you for tuning in. You made our time valuable and worthwhile, Mary. And with that, I'll bid you all goodbye.
Thank you, Mary.
All
Thank you,
right.
Marilyn.
Thank you.
We'll
Bye,
be
Pam.
recording and you'll get that information in an email in about a week.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.